I feel good.
Na, 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 na.
I knew that I would now.
Hey, didn't that kind of sound like the ESPN?
Just like it. I only know the football one. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da.
Whatever.
What's the ESPN one? What's that sound like?
No, like when you get the alert on your
from fantasy?
phone. Not from fantasy, like from the ESPN app. So if you have like, oh, the Sharks are my favorite team set up, if they score, you'll get like a da-na-na. Well, now I don't know. Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
And it does that twice, I think, right? It's like a double.
Da-na-na.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned my notifications off because I didn't want to know when people were beating me in fantasy.
You know what's funny? I don't even have the app. I only know this from hanging out with my sister, and she'll get that thing, and then she'll be like, hey, the Sharks scored.
Nice. Is she a sports girl? That's cool.
I would say all the girls in my family, like my sisters and I are all kind of sports girls because we hung out with my dad and my brother a lot growing up.
I can't imagine someone having an ESPN app and using notifications for hockey.
Well, that's where you don't understand me. Hockey is the best.
Is it though?
Yes.
I've heard from multiple people that hockey games are the most fun.
Have you ever been to a hockey game?
No.
Okay, this year we're going to a Kings game.
Okay, I mean, we actually could go pretty soon here, right?
Yeah, like, I don't even want to. Maybe next season we'll go to a Kings game.
Okay, or we can go to a Ducks game.
Mm.
Anaheim, way better.
Oh, that's right. That's where you live. We can go to whoever plays the Sharks. I will go to.
Okay, that's fair.
Great.
Whoever plays Sharks first.
This is On Air with... Oh, geez. I mean, this is Almost On Air with Erica and John.
Did you just say whoever plays your ex first?
No, I said whoever plays... What did I say? The Sharks first, I think.
I thought you said your ex, and I was like, are we calling my ex a shark?
No, we'll get into that, though.
Oh, yeah, I guess we will today.
That was the longest intro before the intro ever. I hope you leave that in. Actually, you might not.
The best part is we had no intention of starting the episode, and then all of a sudden it just happened. So
I think we just like talk sometimes, and then it ends up being a podcast, and then we never talk about anything that we plan to talk about, and then we wasted an hour of your time. Yeah,
and if you
today
hear
we will.
This sound, it's because I need this fuel right now. It is coffee, and I am gonna chug it.
What is that? It's a Starbucks venti.
It's a Starbucks
grande
iced vanilla latte with non-fat milk and only 3 pumps of the vanilla.
I feel like if I were to look at you for the first time, that's the drink I would guess that you order. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, that's fair enough. It's been like kind of an exciting week for us, and I'm really trying to like bask in it and like really enjoy it because either A, there are some weeks where just so much is going on and there's like kind of a lot going on, at least for us this past week or 2 weeks. You know, we've had some friends
the last 2 weeks, yeah.
The last 2 weeks, that's what I mean. And I feel like there are some weeks where it feels like not a lot is going on. And during those weeks, I have FOMO. I have intense FOMO. Even though nothing else, like there's nothing to be FOMO'd about. I just have FOMO about things that we could potentially be doing. So the fact that these weeks have been exciting, I'm really just trying to live in the moment here.
You know what I feel like? I feel like I have never talked to you more than these last 2 weeks.
I agree.
Honestly, a couple hours don't go by without either we're in a group text or us like texting about something, you know, on the side about like freaking content, man, you know?
Yeah, dude. And I don't hate it. It's like the cool part, you know?
I know.
It's like not an annoyed too much of talking to John. It's like just the right amount.
Not at all. No, not annoyed too much. It's like just busy. I told my mom yesterday that I feel like this week happened to me and that I wasn't an active participant in my own week because it's all moved so fast that, and I just think like, I don't necessarily mean, so we did a live stream on Wednesday night, which hilariously every single person was hungover the next day except for me, I think, and maybe Ricky. But except for that, I feel like I was just going through the motions of all my other work stuff because I was like, I just need to like get it done so that I could get to the next thing.
I feel like it was like a 2-for-1 deal. I feel like in the car of events that has been the last 2 weeks, I am both the driver and the shotgun seat passenger. You know, because I feel like I'm in control of a lot of it, but at the same time, I'm also a passenger.
Sure. Like along for the ride.
Wait, no. This week has been like one of those like training cars, you know, that like have 2 steering wheels and like 2 sets of brakes.
Like the driver's ed cars?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
The driver's ed cars. Yeah. That's what the last 2 weeks have been.
So you feel like you're driving, but like someone else is also hitting the brakes or hitting the gas for you?
Yeah, mostly just gas.
Okay, cool.
It's like a reverse driver's ed car that's super dangerous. You can only hit gas on the passenger side.
Right, okay.
Except I believe I'm on the passenger side, but also still driving. Anyway.
There's so much happening in that metaphor, but all good. I get it. But yeah, it's been fun, and hopefully you guys listened to our last episode with Ricky and Jake from the 20-somethings Doing Nothing podcast. We are also gonna have Carla Marie and Anthony from Carla Marie and Anthony. Right? Yeah, that's who they are. That's like their show name. We'll have them on really soon because we honestly had like way too much fun with all of them on Wednesday night. We live streamed for 4 hours.
Okay, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Carla Marie and Anthony used to have the morning show on Kiss FM in Seattle. Mm-hmm. And before that, they both worked for the Elvis Duran show on Z100 in New York.
Right.
Now they have their own show that they stream every single week, multiple nights a week on Twitch. And they invited us to be
multiple mornings. It was a rare evening. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
And they invited us to be in their St. Patrick's Day live stream, right? Which we were super excited about. So the thing that was interesting to me was I was excited because we were like, we all got the same whiskey to sip together. And I was like, cool, we're going to like sip whiskey together. And I'd never been on one of their streams before. So I don't think I expected it to go 4 hours.
Well,
and
also,
then I started to realize I've been sipping whiskey for 4 hours. Like,
and we also, we were sipping whiskey, but if you guys haven't been on stream, definitely, okay, so go to twitch.tv/Carla Marie and Anthony. And you can watch our St. Patrick's Day live stream there. Like if you just go there right now. And you can also subscribe to them, and they stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 8 a.m., I believe, Pacific time. So a lot of stuff, a lot of fun stuff. But what's crazy is they have this little shot glass in the bottom of their Twitch stream, and people can like subscribe and like do stuff to fill it up. And so
you can
every
like
time
buy
it
badges,
fills,
I think.
Yes, you can like buy stuff to like support them. And every time it fills up, they take a shot. And so that was happening.
We took a shot.
Yeah, so then we took shots.
In addition to already sipping whiskey.
Yes. And having done our Instagram Live before where we were drinking beer. So yeah, it was just an experience.
Note to self, next time if there's ever a drinking opportunity with Carla Marie and Anthony, I'm sticking to sipping like beer. There's no reason to sip whiskey for 4 hours.
But then what happens when the shot glass?
Okay, then you can take shots. That's fine of the hard alcohol.
Okay.
It also didn't help that there were 6 of us on one stream and there was at times so much of a delay. So when I was watching parts of it back, I felt so bad because like I would start talking, and in my mind, when I was looking at the stream, I talked at a time of silence. But then when I look back, I talk after they've already started something, and it was like I was cutting them off. And I was like, oh God, this is terrible.
That's just like the internet for you. I would love to learn how. I learned a lot from Anthony this week on like the tech side of how streaming works, right? Like we've never streamed other than that. So, and now I'm like super down for it. It seems like a lot of fun. We just probably need more people who would be like down to hang out with us.
So short list.
Yeah. We've got like 10 right now.
I love the live aspect to it. I feel like that's so much fun. And especially for our podcast too. Like we don't really edit.
This is live.
Yeah, like the only thing we used to edit is we used to take out swear words, and we don't even do that anymore because like
you and I are also pretty good about not swearing a ton.
Yeah.
So
and
I think
when we don't need to swear, we don't. You know, like we went the entire first season pretty much not swearing.
That's very true. Season 1.
Season 1, baby.
So yeah, that's all that. That was part of the fun we had, but we also have like so much we have to talk about today.
Yeah.
So I don't want to delay that. First and foremost, John was attacked this week.
I have I've just been mind blown this week. Okay. So here's my realization. I am convinced that there is someone working at Spotify who is assigned to me, to my profile. They're curating my music specifically for me. And whoever he or she is kind of an a-hole.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just give you some background here. Let me rewind a little bit. So like, it's no secret that like I have openly been honest about my connection with Spotify. I think it is my favorite streaming service.
Okay.
I will go to battle for Spotify. I'm super pumped about it because I feel like it's the music streaming service that pays the most attention to who you are, right?
That's very true. I would agree.
And it curates its music based on the things that you like. And I think that it takes the time to get to know you. And I appreciate my streaming music service to know me because then I am more trusting when it recommends me music, right?
Sure.
So, so there's like a couple of personalized playlists that Spotify makes for you.
There's like a lot
there's
of
like-
them, actually.
There's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's actually a bunch. My two favorites are the release radar, which is essentially like your
Always great.
personal new music Friday.
Yeah.
So it'll take all the artists that you listen to and people who kind of sound like those artists, and every Friday they'll make you a new music Friday playlist just based off of your artists. So it kind of saves you time from going to the main worldwide new music
It's
Friday playlist.
essentially our almost New Music Friday playlist if you
Liked our music.
Yeah, that didn't in my head that made a lot more sense. Anyway, continue. So that's one of your
That's fair.
favorite playlists.
So my absolute favorite playlist, though, is the Discover Weekly playlist. And this is the playlist that I would argue is the most personal on Spotify, right? Because this playlist takes the music that you listen to and it will recommend you artists and songs every Monday based on your music taste.
Yeah.
So this is the playlist where I found the band Camino years ago, and they're my all-time favorite
Oh,
artist.
okay.
And that's like one of the reasons I feel like I owe my loyalty to Spotify, right?
Yeah.
And I'm always so impressed because a lot of weeks, this playlist nails it for me. Like, nails it. Artists I've never heard of, and I'll be like, this song is exactly what I want to listen to. You guys are killing it, right? Whatever your algorithm is. However, now I'm convinced it's a
working.
person. Yeah, it's working. So lately, this playlist has been getting awfully personal. I'm talking awfully personal.
Like a lot of
all right?
breakup songs or
Like,
well, you're not
so let
really
me
in
tell
the
you.
breakup stage anymore.
No, definitely not. Not anymore. So a couple of weeks ago, it started getting awfully too close for comfort, right? But in a good way. So a couple of weeks ago, I was super pumped to listen to my Discover Weekly playlist, as I am every week. And a lot of the time, I will wait until I've either like brewed a fresh cup of coffee, because then I can sit down, the vibes are good, I'm enjoying my music, right? Like I'm just listening to everything in the best possible mood.
Something
So I
tells
get
me
pumped
the
about
vibes are going to be off.
They were good. So 2
Okay.
weeks ago, I pour this cup of coffee and I look at the very first track on my new music, on my Discover Weekly playlist, and the first song was called Coffee. And I was like, nice, dude, Spotify, that was awesome. Like, that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it could work for a lot of people. So like, I wasn't, too excited about it, but I was like, hey, that was pretty dope. So then the next week, I'm like getting ready to listen to my Discover Weekly playlist. And the very first song that came
I already
up
know this, so I'm dying.
was called, the very first one was called Almost. I was like,
Oh.
Okay, Spotify, this is getting awfully close here,
It's like
right?
it's listening to you.
It's like it's listening
Wait,
to me.
Maybe
it
is.
That's what I
Okay,
mean. So I was
anyway.
like, all right, we got Coffee, we got Almost. Like Spotify's, it's getting pretty deep here. But
They
like,
totally
I
get
wonder,
you.
I wonder how deep they'll go, right?
Well,
So this week, I'm pumped to listen to my Discover Weekly playlist, and I'm excited to find out what new things it's going to recommend for me today. So I open up my playlist, and the very first song was just the name of my ex-girlfriend.
yeah, it was.
The title of the song was just the name of my ex-girlfriend.
Just her
And I
first name.
went-
Just there it was.
Yeah. So I went, okay, Spotify. Like, what the, is this a joke?
Spelled the same
Like,
too, right?
spelt exactly the same, all by itself. And I was like, all right, is this a joke? Like, is this funny to you? Who's here? Because this is nothing you can just find on my music taste. Happens to go along with like the last 3 weeks of you proving to me that you know me. And then all of a sudden, you're going to do this? Someone is at Spotify, I am convinced, assigned to me. They've been researching my life and they're messing with me.
Do you think they listen
have a
to this
sense of humor.
podcast?
I have no idea. So the funniest part to me is like, if you go to the bio of your Discover Weekly playlist, the bio reads, "This is your weekly mixtape of fresh music. Enjoy new music and deep cuts picked just for you."
I'm gonna
Deep cuts?
pull up my
Deep cuts.
as in
That's a
they're trying to
deep
make you
cut.
cry.
That's what I mean. Why use the words deep cuts and then recommend me a song that's the name of my ex-girlfriend? What's that about?
I don't have the answer for you there.
So someone's assigned to me. That's the only answer. Like, they're pretty funny, I'll give it to them. And he's just
Totally.
like he's been building up for this moment, and I feel like now
Oh, I
he
think
knows.
it's a woman.
It might be a woman.
Yeah.
So naturally, like, I listened to the song, right?
Oh yeah.
And like just like pissed off, like kind of annoyed. Well, like kind of impressed, but kind of annoyed. And the worst part is, like, halfway through the song, I got my headphones in. And I was like, God damn it, it kind of slaps.
Oh
It
no.
actually, it's a great song, and it pissed me off. I was like, God damn it, like, I don't want to like this song, but I do. So I saved it because like it's a good song. And,
Oh
like
my
it's actually
God.
my music taste. It's exactly my music taste. So like I gotta say, Spotify, I'm impressed. You know?
He's impressed and he's hurt.
It's been enough time where like if they did this maybe, 5 months ago, I'd have been pissed off.
That would have been very bad. Yes.
Yeah, I'd be tweeting at Spotify. But like at this point, it's just funny. But like, what are the odds, dude?
I don't
What are the
know.
odds?
Okay, I just went to my Discover Weekly.
Read the bio of your Discover Weekly playlist.
Well, yeah, it says your weekly mixtape of fresh music. Enjoy new music and deep cuts picked for you. Updates every Monday.
The deep cuts pisses me off. Like, you win.
I can't say that mine is too aggressive yet.
And don't get me wrong, like there are some weeks it'll completely miss. I
Yeah.
just think the succession of the past 3 weeks that has just been getting deeper and deeper into my life. Like now I'm just hooked. What are you gonna do next week, Spotify? You think Facebook knows you? Spotify is in there.
Better.
Next week I'm expecting like my social security number or like my biggest fear or I don't know what I'm expecting, but like there's no going back now. You know?
Yeah, or you'll get like a song called like Drinking Whiskey or something.
Yeah, or just like.
Just saying.
How's being hungover after your live stream last week?
Right. Yeah, that's
something
just a song
aggressively
title.
detailed. Yeah. So like, basically, I'm never leaving Spotify. Like,
Oh, okay. Great.
Like, no other music streaming service is going to pay this much attention to me. And like, although it's kind of a dick move, I still feel like it's funny and I appreciate the complexity. I do.
I think potentially no person is ever going to pay that much attention to you either. So
That's probably
buckle up, get ready. This is the relationship of your lifetime.
Yeah. Whoever's working at Spotify, I need answers. Is this coincidence? I think not.
I think
feel
not.
attacked.
I'm going to keep an eye on my Discover Weekly now more because it's not something I listen to a ton. And I will keep you posted if anything real psycho pops up.
I hope the next song just says "Real Psycho."
Oh yeah, good. Well, maybe
Imagine.
they'll throw some like Ava Max Sweep It Psycho on there just like to spice it up.
Dude, I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't either. I don't know how to explain this next thing that we need to talk about because John and I have probably never laughed. I have never laughed so hard at something that John said to me. And I just needed to share it with the world. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that I'm living in Arizona, or we've talked about it. I'm living in Arizona with my mom right now, and she has 2 dogs. And John and I were on FaceTime a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you call my dogs pigs.
Well, they're little French bulldogs who just look like little porkers.
Right.
You know?
Especially
they're like little short,
Frankie.
Yeah. They're like little fat, stubby little porkers, and they just run around like they're pigs.
Right. Frankie is definitely a pig. The other, she's a mix, so she's a little less piggish. However, I was showing John the dogs and being like, oh, here are the pigs, whatever. And I told him their names. And we hang up, and a couple minutes later, I get a text from you.
Well, let's just address what the names were that you told me.
Okay, so
I said, hey, what are your dogs' names again?
Yeah, and I said, the white one is Frankie, and the gray one is Poppy.
Right.
So all is well. We go on, we hang up, and I get a text from John that says something. Oh, you said, is your dog's name Poppy? But spelled Papi.
Yeah.
Like ooh Poppy, like Jennifer Lopez.
I don't even think
Poppy.
I asked. I think I just accepted that your dog's name was Poppy, and I was like, I cannot believe your dog's name is Poppy, like Big Poppy.
Like you legit thought, and then I said, you thought that my, my quiet, simple, white parents named their dog Poppy.
That's way better than Poppy.
Poppy is a flower.
Yeah, it's like not as cool as the name Poppy for a little. Imagine a French bulldog, right? And then you have a little flower French bulldog coming up to you, and it's like, oh, a little Poppy. Or you have this big porker coming up to you, little French bulldog, and he just looks up at you, and you're like, what's up, Poppy?
But it's a girl dog.
Okay, well, that doesn't fit as well.
So no. I guess you didn't know that? I don't know.
Poppy is like maybe it's not really a gender neutral name, but I feel like it could be.
But I laugh about that every 2 days. Like it randomly pops back into my mind that John legitimately thought I had a dog named Papi.
I respect it though.
I almost feel
it.
like Poppy, like Big Poppy, should be like a tiny chihuahua.
Okay, I don't hate that, but also how far off is a little chihuahua to a little French bulldog?
They have very different personalities, John. I wish you would understand them more.
I do understand that, but they're very similar. You
no.
know? Yeah, I mean, they're both little small dogs that like no one really takes too seriously.
I take French bulldogs very seriously.
Okay, you can't.
I don't.
I think that's my favorite part about bulldogs and French bulldogs in general is because when you look at them, like it's like not real. Like it's like an alien, you know?
They
like
are
that's
a
just
little
not a real
alien-ish.
dog. That's really not a real dog. And like you can't take it seriously. And I think that's the best part is that they just look so funny.
Okay. If you got a dog right now, what would you name it?
Probably Poppy.
Oh
like Poppy's great.
Have I told you
Also-
that? What?
Well, I was just gonna say before we actually got our current dog, in the beginning of moving into this house with my 5 roommates, we played around with the idea of getting a dog.
Oh,
and
yes.
the person who's least down in my house to get a dog is Kyle, my roommate who's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And his one exception was I'm down to get a dog if it is a French bulldog. That is the only dog I'm willing to get, and we have to name it Winston. And I'm a big fan of dogs being named people names. Like
yeah, I
human
like
names.
Winston.
Winston's great.
That's a good dog name. I know my friend Alex has a cat named Winston.
That's even better.
Yeah, and
That's
he's
even
like
better.
a big fluffy like ragdoll cat. So he'll like sit in her arms, just kind of like, "Meow," you know.
Does it like the attention?
What?
Was one of those cats that likes attention?
I don't know about that. He's just like a ragdoll.
So that's good enough.
Sure. But have I ever told you that when I was younger, and I don't want a cat anymore. I'm sorry, Carla Marie, if you're listening to this. I just don't feel like I'm a cat person at this time in my life. I used
I
to
think you're
want
more of a cat person than ever right now.
because I'm
Continue.
alone.
Yeah, because you're alone, you're single, you're about ready to go live your life, and you don't want the commitment of a puppy.
Oh,
You know?
I see what
You
you're
want
saying.
a cat that's like gonna cuddle with you when you want, and then you can go do your thing, and the cat's gonna do its thing.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure I want any animal right now.
That's actually
Yeah.
a very fair point.
But I used to really want a white fluffy cat, and I wanted to name it Sprinkles.
Okay, so oh my God, this just literally. So I imagine you looking at you for the first time,
Yeah.
and then your iced vanilla latte, and then like
almost
a
gone.
white fluffy cat named Sprinkles on the other arm. Like it's just like the most like that's basic. you
I know, but what's funny about me is like, yeah, I think I seem basic at times, but like I'm really not that basic. Like I'm a hockey fan.
You also were in a mermaid club.
That was like 12
Mermaid
years
Club,
ago,
the Mermaid
okay?
Club.
That was like 15 years ago.
I hope you know that. I want to cut that into like its own little voice memo.
Oh no,
because
and have
there are
that
so
be the
many
ringtone
times.
when I call
Yes,
you.
because there are so many times in my day, like my mind is just wandering blank, and it just goes, "The Mermaid Club, the Mermaid Club."
That's awful. I'm so sorry I did that to you.
Yeah, honestly, it was like hilarious. It was probably my favorite moment from last week's podcast.
Wow. Well, Jake cried at it. So anything that makes anyone cry is success to me.
Yeah, good cries and bad cries.
I was going to say both like laughter and like emotion. So
Yeah, that's fair.
it's fine. Also, I'm toying around with the dog name of Georgette.
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 Okay. Okay, so I don't hate it.
Okay.
I'm also very confused by it.
Okay.
What's with the at the end? Did you want to name it Georgia? But like our boss's dog's name's Georgia.
Yeah, no, definitely not that. No, I'm just thinking, okay, I think that in Willy Wonka, the grandparents are George and Georgette, or they might be George and Georgina, but I like Georgette more.
So you want your animal to have the spirit of a grandmother, is what you're saying.
Something that you guys may not know about me is that I talk about the grandparents in Willy Wonka more than the normal person. My siblings and I have this like running joke for all of our lives where we refer to these grandparents in Willy Wonka. So, kind of.
Are you okay?
Oh, also though, I was talking to my sister. I guess it was only last weekend. I don't know, 2 weekends ago, whatever it was. And we decided that I definitely have to name my first dog after like a Taylor Swift song.
Right? I mean, the basic points. Just keep going.
No, but like, what if I named it Willow?
Oh, I actually like Willow.
Like Willow's cute. Or
Willow's
she
cute.
has like a bunch of songs with people's names in them, like Dorothea, and I could even name the dog August.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate August. August is also my favorite song off of Folklore. So there's
I like Willow.
Betty,
Willow's
there's James, there's Inez.
Wait, see, I like the human names, like little James.
Or like
James.
a dog named Betty is kind of cute.
Yeah, I mean, again, grandma vibes though.
I kind of have grandma vibes.
A little bit, but like not actually a lot.
Like a grandma who rages though.
Where is this grandma?
The bright side is I'm not getting a dog today, so I have time to think about this.
We have some time to think. We have some time. We'll start a name list.
Sure. I have oh God, this is an awful thing to admit, and no one will ever want to date me again, but I have a baby name list in my phone, so.
I don't think that's that weird.
No, and so many of them are outdated. They're like from college when I was
Wait.
preppy. What?
I'm actually going to write this down to mention in our next topic that we're bringing up.
You want
baby name list.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it's time that we do get to our, the main thing we wanted to do today, and that's because I have so many questions about this, and John has been back on the dating apps for a little while. I'm not sure if I'm fully ready to be back. As we learned last week, going through a breakup, I haven't really talked about it much, but
yeah, can we address that first before
how much of it do you want to address?
I just feel like we need some kind of, like, this is your PR press statement, you know, like the news came out, but that was like TMZ that reported it last week. You know what I mean? It's like a second hand account. Like we just mentioned it in passing. It was like, oh my God, this whole time Erica was like low key kind of maybe potentially kind of dating someone, sort of. And now they are no longer dating. So I feel like we need a press release statement of the details that you would like to disclose now that we have some time, just you and I, to share with our listeners.
I just think the press release statement is like, it was really lovely. It was long distance. That was hard. Long distance is hard, especially if both people are not, I don't want to say willing to put in the effort, because I don't think it was a lack of like willing. It's just like sometimes life makes long distance hard. When you have more going on than you can handle, that is something that you have control over. So
I think that's a perfect explanation.
Thank you.
But I do think the listeners want to know, why did you not share it with us? Or them?
John's known all about it. That's a great question. It was partially because he wasn't super comfortable being like talked about weekly on a podcast, which I totally get.
You would have thought.
Yeah, shocking. And I think I was so open with my last relationship and breakup that I just wanted to experience not putting it all out there.
I love that. I think that's a very good explanation. And that's completely fair. And I'm sure everyone understands.
Yeah. And, if he happens to be listening to this, which I kind of hope he's not, but if he is, like, I have nothing but respect and a lot of like for him still. And I mean, like, I really respect him. I really care about him. He's a really lovely person. I hope he remains in my life in some way at some point. But
look at us, dude.
It's hard to do that.
Maturity
is hard. It'd be so much easier to hate someone. And I've talked about this a little bit with our work team. It's like breakups are easier when you just hate someone. But I don't hate him, and I certainly don't think he hates me. I hope not. So yeah, my last breakup was a lot easier because I hated him. So to put it lightly. It was
also a little bit more fun, to be honest.
Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good though. It's been less than a month.
So we decided this week, let's put Erica on Hinge. Let's just have like a Hinge 101. Let's build Erica's Hinge profile together and get her on this dating app. You don't necessarily have to use it every day, but I feel like it is a good opportunity to introduce you so you at least know what to expect.
I agree. And, I understand. I've used dating apps before, but what I don't understand is this new update on Hinge that maybe this is where we can start. There are these things called roses, and I don't get them. So can you just tell me how roses work, and then we can go into building my profile?
Okay. That's good. That's a fair assessment. Okay. So Hinge released this new update. I want to say it was like around Christmas. So it was last year. So there's like your main feed where you don't necessarily swipe on Hinge. It's more of like a like or an X.
Right. Okay.
But anyways, you have your main feed that they just bring you random people throughout your day, right? And you can X through or like as many as you want. I believe Hinge gives you a maximum.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Unless you pay for it. I don't even when I was like using Hinge, I never got to that.
Yeah.
But like I had my old roommate like paid for Hinge because he thought that he didn't want to have a limit to how much he could like on Hinge. Anyways, he's still not with the love of his life, so I don't think that worked out for him. However,
sad.
They released this new feature where there's a separate category called standouts. Now, standouts is a place where they give you, I think it's like 6 to 10.
Yeah, I've tried to look through it. I just don't quite get it.
Yes. So standouts is basically like the Spotify curated Discover Weekly playlist of Hinge.
Okay.
So
this helps.
This helps. So this takes the people that you like and it learns the algorithm of the things that you're into and what about someone is attractive to you. And it kind of just like takes notes on the people that you do like. Mm-hmm. And then it gives you a selection of individuals that they believe you are more inclined to like. So this is essentially the most compatible for you, but you have like 6 to 10 of them. So usually they are your type. They are more attractive. They have interests that you share with them. And
so also then the more that you use the app, the better this section will get for you.
Essentially, yes. But you also have to realize these are still random people. So it's not like there's a million people that are perfectly matched for you. You know, you do want some variation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have so many matches just waiting for me.
But here's the thing about this. Okay, so this is the kind of fun and exciting part is, so you get these people. And in these people, you can only give them a rose, and you're given 1 rose a week, similar to The Bachelor. So every Sunday night, it refreshes. Or I think it's just Sunday, not Sunday night. I'm not really sure. Anyways, every Sunday, you get 1 rose, and you have that entire week to use it. And every day, they refresh your standouts.
Right.
So you have 6 to 10 on Sunday, and then if you don't like them, you wait till Monday, you have another 6 to 10. You can give one of them your rose, but then you're out for the week. And it will keep refreshing every single day.
So you can't like hold on to one.
You can hold on to it, but it also doesn't carry over the next week. So if you don't use your rose by Sunday, you still just have 1 rose.
No, I mean you can't not give away a rose and hope that the person that you are like kind of want to give a rose to will still be there tomorrow.
Correct.
Right.
So if you find someone that you really like, they might be gone tomorrow, so you have to give them the rose.
So what's interesting is you can also give someone a rose, I've noticed, within the normal process, but then you're eliminating your chance to give it to a standout.
That's correct. But the benefits of the rose is it shows that you're giving someone a rose. So it shows that they are basically your number 1 pick.
Like they see that.
They see that, for one. And 2, the rose is brought to the very top of their list of people who have liked them. Okay. So let's say as a girl, you have not checked Hinge in a week and you have 30 people that have liked you. And those are all queued, ready for you to go. You can't see the next one until you've decided yes or no on your most recent. Mm-hmm. The rose, no matter what, will put you to the very top of the list. So you will be the first person they see when they log into Hinge.
Wow. So that was a beautiful explanation. Thank you, John.
Thank you so much. And you can, if you want, buy additional roses.
Right.
I believe they are like $4 or $5, which I personally think
for
one.
No.
You're basically paying $5 to tell someone you like them or that you think they're cute. To me, that's
like
just
life
so
is hard enough. I don't need to pay to be rejected.
Yeah. When this came out, my ex-roommate Sean, who'd been on the podcast in our first season, he bought $40 worth of roses. $40.
Sean.
And he was very convinced that he was going to find the love of his life very quickly. However, he did not, and
he's still
I think it was a waste of $40. I don't understand paying for Hinge in general, but like, hey, maybe that's like your dedication.
Maybe.
So that's the new rose update. I personally think it's better. I honestly haven't been on Hinge in a while, but when I only started really looking at the roses. Like I didn't want to spend because Hinge can get very like intrusive into your day. Like it takes a lot of effort, you know, and like I already have a hard time finding times in my day for the things that I want. And I like don't want to check Hinge as like my social media, you know, like it's cool to check Instagram and Twitter, but I also don't want to be spending that much time on Hinge. I kind of just like wanted to dabble in it. So I just started looking at the roses, essentially.
That's
I was
smart.
like, I'll give out 1 a week. We'll see what happens. If people like me, we can go through those as well. And it was like a very good medium way to just like cycle through Hinge.
Good.
Anyways,
Good
are you ready
stuff.
to build your profile?
I am. I realize my phone is being used to shoot my video right now, so I can't physically do it at the same time.
I got you. I'll write down all the responses.
So yeah, just you pick my photos and my responses, and I'll listen back to this podcast and build my.
So perfect. This is why I'm excited
Yeah.
too, because I feel like we're going to build this as a community.
Oh.
Now, I had you send me a bunch of photos that you're debating using for your Hinge profile. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of our listeners who are in relationships, right? And that's why I think this is going to be fun for them to get the Hinge experience through you. So we can all build your profile together.
Great.
And we can all get the Hinge experience together, even if you're not actively dating.
Yes.
So I'm also thinking, I'm not sure how you're going to feel about this, but I feel like we should post some of these pictures onto our story and have the listeners decide which of your photos is their favorite, or at least like going to be your first place photo.
We can totally do that. That's fine. I am so in a place in my life where I'm like, whatever. So yeah.
Zero Fs.
Zero
Wow.
Fs.
Okay. So your name, what's your name?
Erica.
Erica. And last name?
See, I'm just going to put an S. I don't really like giving away my last name on these things.
Okay. So also it only gives your last name once you've matched
I
with
know,
somebody.
but still.
Okay. So I take it you're also not going to be giving your Instagram profile in your bio.
In my bio.
Or like in one of your picture descriptions. Some people do that.
Oh.
It's like follow me on Instagram.
You can connect your Instagram, can't you?
You can also do that.
I'm not opposed to putting my Instagram in there because my Instagram also doesn't have my last name on it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So
How old are you?
I'm 27. I'll be 28 in like,
Yep, don't matter.
I know, but in like 12
27.
days.
Wow.
10
Okay.
days. Oh God.
Okay, it'll probably say 28. How tall are you?
5'7".
Nice. Okay, that's good. That's good. Where are you currently located?
Scottsdale, Arizona. So I guess that's
Nice.
what I would have to put. Yeah.
All right. Do you drink?
Yes.
Yes, no,
Simply
or
yes.
sometimes? Simply yes. Well put. Do you smoke?
No.
Yes, no, or sometimes?
No.
Nice. Do you smoke weed? Yes, no, or sometimes?
No.
There's a pill one on here, and I honestly don't know what
Like,
that means.
do you do drugs?
I think that's what it is.
And
I
I've
don't even
seen
feature it
people
on my
say sometimes to that. And I'm like, I get that like
Nice.
people do their thing, but like maybe just don't include it on your profile.
Yeah, I completely agree with
And
that.
also, no,
Okay.
for
fair.
mine.
Do you have children?
No. I almost just said yes, no, or sometimes. Then I was like, that's no, I don't.
On weekends, you have like a custody thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's a bunch in here where you could put your astrology sign if you wanted to. I think.
Aries, baby.
Okay, you probably would actually.
Yeah,
You
like,
probably would.
do you think that that's a turnoff though?
I think it's expected with girls. I don't think it
Okay.
would be a turn on or turn off. I
Okay.
don't know how many guys are actively like, oh, she's an Aries.
Right.
You know, like I'm not. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
maybe. I'm not sure. You could also put your political stance on here if you'd like. Some people do, some people do not.
So-
Sometimes it's important enough to you that you want to include it because it's just a deal breaker if people don't align with that.
I think that I probably would
Mhm.
because I don't with like my love for things like country music, and I just feel like I don't want to give people the wrong idea. So I probably would include it because I don't really want like someone who's like super 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 conservative. We're not gonna click.
Okay. But do you think that could be a turnoff for someone who's moderately
Moderate.
conservative? Yeah, I think it might be because I feel like when you put a political stance on either side of the spectrum, you get roped into the stereotypes because you care enough to put it on there.
Yeah, but also like if you don't believe that women are equal, then that's a problem for me.
I mean, I don't think people legitimately are going to be like, I don't believe women are equal. You know?
I think there's dudes out there who do.
I mean, I don't think it's as many
Look,
as you probably think it
If
does.
one of my answers can hint towards that, then I wouldn't need it.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll put it on pause. It'll be a maybe.
Okay.
What do you put as your occupation?
Producer.
What company?
iHeartMedia.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did too. I thought about doing Kiss FM, but I was like, I don't want it to be too specific. You know?
Yeah, I kind of like want to leave a little up for mystery.
Agreed. There's a place for you to put your school.
Yeah, Belmont U, baby.
Nice. And where's your hometown? Where are you from?
Los Gatos,
Los
California.
Gatos. What's up?
I was about to be like, this is a lot of information for me to give away. And then I was like, I have Instagram. People can find this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not that hard to find somebody.
No.
Okay, so now I'm going to go through some of your pictures, and I can't wait to put some of these up because there are some I actually really like on here, and I'm between probably 2 as your main photo, as like your number 1 photo. And so this is why I think it's going to be cool for people to like decide which one they think is your better photo. So here's my thing. With photos, I think you need to have a good balance of having great photos of you and personality pics.
Yeah, I agree.
I think both matter. If all of your photos are you standing in front of a mirror, like I'm judging.
Like a
I'm just
mirror
judging.
selfie?
Yeah. Like
I didn't even send you any
across,
of those, did I?
You don't.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying I've come across girls' profiles where it's literally all mirror selfies.
You know what that makes
And
me
I'm
think
like,
about someone? They don't have friends.
Perhaps. That's what I mean. And that
Yeah.
kind of thing matters. At the same time, I love some good friend photos, but I hate either 2 things. I don't hate, but I dislike either A, if you post a photo with a friend and you guys look similar, like too
It's hard
similar,
to figure out.
it's hard to, like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, which one's you? You know?
Yeah.
Like if you're too.
Well, your first picture definitely has to be just you.
I would agree. Mine's not.
No, what is yours?
But I have a little arrow pointing to me. I think it's funny. I don't know.
Oh my God. I would so not match with you. Like I would,
Probably
if I
not.
didn't know you and I saw that, I'd be like, ugh.
I think it's funny. Anyways, I agree though. Your first profile pic should be essentially yourself.
Or
But
have an
also
arrow too.
guys don't have like as many personal photos.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? Like, we just don't. So I feel like that's a different story.
Okay.
Anyway, I love the pictures with you holding drinks. They're the best personality pics
Thank
out
you.
of all of these. I love them so much. I almost want both of them on there. There's one where you're actively drinking in it, and like it's just
Is that in
fun.
front of a Christmas tree?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That one is fun. But my favorite one is you. I don't know if it's a wedding, but it's you with 2 drinks. You're like double fisting.
And I'm like
drinks, and you
cheesing hard.
Yes, it's like the most genuine, fun smile, and I love that for you.
That was
I feel like
sister's wedding this summer, and literally I was walking to the table. We were about to sit down, and I was like, I gotta get another drink because this one's halfway empty. And I was walking back to the table, and the photographer was like, "Oh, double fisting, smile," and took a picture of me.
that's one of my top 2 profile pics.
Okay, great.
So yeah, that's definitely in the running. The other one is this one of you in some kind of green dress. We're gonna put them up because we need the people to decide.
Green
Whatever this
dress.
one is. I love this one.
That's not. I showed you this on Wednesday. That's not a dress. It's a top.
Okay, I
But
forget.
thank you. I do agree. Great photo.
Great photo. Great photo. You have a lot of very fun personality pics in here, and I think that's gonna be really good for you.
What's your other favorite personality pick? I'm just curious.
Here's the one with you and one of your little porkers.
Oh,
Big
yeah,
fan.
yeah.
I mean, like I know like a lot of people post with dogs, but I never am tired of it.
Yeah,
Ever.
no.
I feel like the dogs are always good. You on the unicorn is fun. You're at the river. You like
I'm
travel and do fun
In
things.
a lake, but
So overall, I think personality pics are great, along with some great photo pics of you, because some people are missing that. And I feel like you can really tell a lot about someone's personality based on their pictures, at least with girls because they take a lot of pictures.
yes.
Guys, sometimes it's more challenging.
Here's a question for you. How many
Yeah.
full body shots do you want a profile to have?
At least 2.
At least 2. And we're not talking like bikini shots, like clothed
Oh, yeah,
body
yeah.
shots.
Yeah, clothed body shots, that's fine.
Right.
I just think at least 2, because it matters. I don't know. Like, you get to see how someone is like, how someone stands sometimes is like a giveaway. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like you can tell sometimes. You can like pick up on confidence cues or just the way that someone carries themselves. A picture really does tell a lot about you.
It
You know?
sure does.
And like, you want to be attracted to someone, you know?
Totally. Also, like, how many solo pics to friends pics do you as a guy think is right?
I think at least, like, I need at least 2 to 3 good photos of you.
Okay.
Like, just where I can actually tell who you are, what you look like. I need to be able to see you. This also sunglasses, like, some of them are fine, but I need some without.
oh,
you know?
yeah.
I
Like maybe
need-
one with.
Yeah, even 2 or 3, but I need at least 2 or 3 good photos of you. No sunglasses. Don't have a mask on, you know? Like, don't be covering yourself in like a ski outfit. Like, some people post snowboarding pics and it's like them in a beanie and goggles and a mask. And I'm like,
ski
okay,
outfit.
like, cool. Like,
Yeah.
you look like a dude that's like robbed my bank down the street. You know what I
But
mean?
also they're
Um,
saying, oh, look, I'm fun. I like to snowboard.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if the rest of your pics are good, I think that's completely fine.
Okay.
Because it shows that you're down to do these things. It's more of a personality pic, but you better have some other good photos of you where I can see what you actually look like.
Okay.
sometimes you get caught where it's all photos like that are like obstructing your face.
Yeah, and you're
it's
like, what's
what
wrong
do you
with your
hide? Like,
face?
just accept yourself.
And
you know?
probably
like someone,
nothing, but you just think those are like the way to go, and they're just not.
Exactly. It's like people will like you, you know?
Okay.
There's a type for everybody.
Yes.
So anyway, let's get into the prompts.
Yes,
'Cause I
this
feel
is where I struggle the most.
I think this is where a lot of people struggle the most. So on Hinge, this is the different dating app where, and I think Bumble's picked up on this too now, but Hinge gives you prompts and you can pick 3, and there are a bunch of different options to choose from, and then you give your answer that hopefully says something about your personality.
Yes.
So this is going to be fun because I asked you earlier, what are some things you want people to know about you? Because I think it is best to first decide what you want to tell and then go through the prompts. And I'd also like to preface this with like, I am no expert. You know,
I
like,
know.
This is just one opinion here. However, I feel like I have noticed a trend, at least, over the months.
Of me? Oh, on Hinge.
No, on Hinge.
Well,
Yeah.
also, like, this is so fun because how many people get a guide's perspective of making their profile? Not many.
Yeah, and I think it's fun. And
Yeah.
this is where I probably have the most to say.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you some examples of prompts that I like.
Okay.
Ones that I don't like, and ones that I feel like I just have seen a million times.
Okay.
Because I feel like the prompt is the best place for you to show your personality. And this is why Hinge, I think, has been the most successful dating app, is because photos can only tell you so much, but when you get to actually hear the way someone answers a question about themselves,
Yeah.
you can put a lot of personality into that. And personality matters when you're trying to date someone new.
And like watching The Office is no longer a personality trait, and I want
That's
people
like-
to retire it.
That's the number one on my most seen.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
come on.
Girls and guys, I think.
Yeah, girls and guys. 100%.
Yeah.
Probably more guys, to be honest.
Yeah, guys can't let it go. Like, it's funny. I get it. I'll watch it anytime, but like, oh my God.
Yeah. So here are some ones that I hate.
Okay.
Some ones that I don't really like. There's a prompt that says, all I ask is that you? And I see often people just say, are kind. Like I
no
hope so.
kidding.
You know, like, yeah, you don't want like you're not trying to date like some rude dude, you know?
Rude
Anyway,
dude. No.
Lazy. It's just lazy.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree that pineapple belongs on pizza?
Oh my God.
Okay,
If I see that again, I will rip my arms off.
Oldest debate in the book. I actually opened Hinge for the first time today just to like go through some and get some like prompts. There was one that I saw when I just opened it today, and it said, one thing I'll never do again, and the answer is care.
Oh, who hurt you?
Wow. Yikes on that one.
And like
you know?
the answer, the list is long of my answer for that, but that's okay.
I'd be very concerned. Typical Sunday, fun day. Cool.
Also, like,
You know?
good for you. Not all of us can have Sunday fun days all the time. I'm always working.
That's what I mean, dude. So some of the other ones that I see all the time, a lot of people reference spicy margs. And like, I get it. I don't mind an alcohol reference in one of your bios though, because I feel like that does sometimes say something about you.
But
you know?
if my photos already show that I drink, do I need it?
No, I don't think you need it.
I have referenced, like, in the past, I would usually reference like something about a good happy hour. Like, I used to say, like, my best skill is finding the best happy hour in town.
It's popular. I see it a lot.
Yeah, and I'm
Is it
like, I
bad?
think that's outdated now anyway.
I do enjoy the there's one that's like, what are you ordering for the table? And like that one's sometimes fun.
Yeah.
It's like, because then you can find someone's drink of choice. And I feel like sometimes
Sure.
someone's drink of choice can lead into a conversation. There was one I saw when I was looking through that said, what if I told you that? And the answer was, I have a Saturday night personality with a Sunday morning heart. I loved that. I feel like that was kind of creative.
Cute.
I feel like it says a little bit about you. It says, hey, like I'm out to party, but also like I'm
Does
not
it
just
say
a partier.
they're psycho?
Perhaps.
I'm just saying. If they're like, I got 2 personalities, baby. You know?
Yeah, totally. Okay, so I also see a lot that people mention that they love sarcasm, or they need someone who can take their sarcasm, or someone
Amen.
who can dish back sarcasm. And like, I get it. So I have this one story, right? This was like a couple months ago. I was like fresh back on Hinge, and this girl said that she loves sarcasm. It was like in 2 of her prompts.
Oh, God.
So I was like, okay. And I was fine with that because I'm like, okay,
I
like
know,
I
but
love
2 is a
messing with
lot.
people. It's a lot. Anyway, she had a guitar in one of her pictures. So I commented on it, and I was like, hey, like, do you actually play that guitar? Do you know any songs? I forgot specifically what I said. And she's like, yes, I like to play sometimes, like whatever her answer was. And I was like, great, you should quit your job and just start playing local coffee shops and you can get famous and I'll be your #1 groupie. And then she came back to me with, I respect that I respect that advice that you're giving me. However, I'm really into my career right now, and I don't think that it would be a good idea for me to quit my job and start playing and like give me this long response of
Was
like, how
she
she's not gonna
also
quit
being
her job.
sarcastic?
No, she was like dead serious, and she was like, I appreciate this, but like I'm really into my career. I don't want to focus on that because of like all these
You're like,
risks.
dude, I was
like,
kidding.
I'm not trying to tell you to
I'm
quit
not
your
actually
job.
trying to be your groupie.
Yeah, like weird, you know?
Very weird.
So like, don't put sarcasm in your bio if you can't take it. All
Okay.
I'm saying. So the ones that I do like, I feel like a lot of the ones that I do like start with, what if I told you that? Or my favorite one is, we are the same type of weird if, and then you get a weird quality.
I
wanna know
need
what
to
makes you
include
weird.
that, but I need your help picking because they're all really weird and we can't use the Mermaid Club because no one will understand.
The Mermaid Club we cannot use. I did have that as a potential, but definitely not.
If you were also in a Mermaid Club in middle school.
Yeah. So there are a couple that I've thought about you so far. I've been trying to brainstorm for you.
Okay.
Where are we at? Oh, here it is. Potential ones for you. So I think one of my favorite ones would be, we're the same type of weird if you use finger guns to say goodbye occasionally.
That's good.
I know. That's
Because
what I'm
I
thinking.
wouldn't have thought of that on my own. And I think that what the most important thing for me is if someone looks at my profile, they're not like, oh, she's like a cool girl. Like, I'm not a cool girl.
Right.
So-
But you also don't want to be too weird where you're like, yikes. she
Right.
can't be
Like,
normal,
let the weird
you know?
show a little later once you reel them in.
Oh my God. There's this one girl, I remember we like sent it in our house group chat at some point. I forgot who matched with her. It was someone else. But her main profile pic was like a Halloween photo. And we didn't know it was a Halloween photo at first. And she was covered in blood and like had a knife in her hand. And I was like,
No.
what? Like, first of
No.
all, wow. Just like, and then you go down and apparently it's like a Halloween costume. However, not your first photo.
It's quite
Like,
the
let's not do that.
entrance.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a line.
Yes.
But I feel like finger guns is a good one about you that makes you kind of weird, but also says a lot about your personality
It
because I
does.
feel like that's
It's
definitely
like a
weird.
little awkward with like a sparkle.
Yeah, I feel like that's you.
Yeah.
You're like a little awkward, but like in a fun, cool way.
Yeah. Great. Thanks,
So
Ron.
anyway, there's one that says, all I ask is that you. And I feel like this could be your opportunity to find someone that directly connects with you. I thought, for example, don't have navy bed sheets. Because I feel like you're actively against people with navy bed sheets.
AKA you.
AKA me, which is fair.
Yeah.
So overall, go ahead.
Should I? Because I think I might have that one just from like when I have set up Hinge without your
Okay.
help, which clearly I
Mhm.
need it. I think it says like, all I ask is that you don't judge my love for Taylor Swift. But is that just a given? Like, is that just a basic?
See, I'm torn because on one side, yes, but on the second side, it's really a pillar thing for you.
It
It's a
is.
pillar character trait, you know? So this is like why I like to divide prompts within 3, okay? So I think 1 needs to show that you're funny and witty,
Okay.
right? 1 needs to be something that genuinely says something that you care about,
Okay.
something that you really care for, something about who you genuinely are. And then the third one can be kind of a mix of the two. I feel like you can't go wrong with having too much funny weirdness.
Yes.
But your third one needs to be something funny to connect, or it can be something that you're specifically looking for in a partner. So when
Okay.
they read it, they're like, this is about her. This is about her. This is what she's looking for. I fit that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you have
So
any
for me, for
examples
example, for me, I'll always include, and as basic as it is, I'll always include something about Spotify. You know, like the key to my heart is like sharing your Spotify playlist, because is it boring? Yes. But I need someone that will connect with me on music.
That's true.
I wouldn't be able to date someone that can't talk music with me. Like it's a deal breaker.
Look,
you know?
I don't know if I could date someone who hates Taylor Swift and makes fun of me constantly for it.
Right. And that's why I don't hate that prompt.
Okay,
I think
I'll put it on the
that is
maybe.
very possible. It's on the maybe.
Yeah.
It's on the maybe. Hear me out. If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Chest hair.
I mean, you're not wrong. But do I want to tell people that?
I don't know. But I feel like this is a good maybe one, you know? Because like is it alienating for some people? Is it a deal breaker for you? No.
No.
But I feel like if a guy comes across that and you're like remotely his type and he's got chest hair,
He's going to be like, yes.
sweet. We are and this is just like a qualifier that would make someone extra your match.
I think maybe like tasteful chest hair is the way to do it.
I would see. The good news is too, you can't send photos on Hinge, so you'll not get just like photos of dudes with their chest hair, which I feel like you might get other places.
Right. Or
that'd be a good response. You know, like I often see, some people have that similar prompt and they'll say mustaches. I'm just like, well,
John's like, I'm out.
Yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah,
you know?
I will consider that.
But I don't necessarily think that people would think that that's a deal breaker unless you say it. But I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, and it's true.
So overall, I think we need to come up with one that's why I like to ask, what do you want to share about yourself? Because if there's a weird thing about you, we should share it. If there's something that you really care about, we should share it. And if there's something you're really looking for in a dude, we should share it.
I think the biggest thing to me is just being honest about the fact that I'm not like cool.
Okay.
I don't want someone to go on a date with me and be like, she's super cool. She works in radio. She knows all these people. She's so like Hollywood. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to dance out the door.
Wow.
Should I just use that video?
Wow. Yeah. Wait, you can actually cut videos and use them as your pictures on Hinge? We should clip that. Of you saying, I don't want people to think because I work in radio, I'm cool. Because I'm just going to walk in.
Oh my God. The coffee kicked in. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, something kicked in. Something
did.
Anyway,
did we
on
build
to our last
it?
part here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've built most of it, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to let you decide on the prompts, and if you have a couple, I think we can also put those up throughout the week and have people help us decide.
That's a good idea. I'm so down
for
the people listening to build this with you.
You're going to be our dating guinea pig.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
Can't wait.
I'm pumped. Lastly, and this is just like my personal request. When you like someone's profile, or if someone just likes yours, be fun. I hate when someone plays too hard to get. You know, like most Hinge, I feel like matches just end up in a little bit of a conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
And if it's like not drawing you in, you stop responding.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just me. If I'm not like engaged in the conversation, like if you're going to try and play cool with me and you're trying like give me like a couple of one-word answers, like I'm out. Like I don't care. I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah.
I want someone who's going to be fun, who will comment on something specific that they saw in a picture that reminded them of that one time when they were a kid. That's like a goofy story about them or whatever it is.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Do you prefer, you know how you can like and say something, or just like,
yes.
Do you prefer that they like and say something?
Yes, because either if you just like my photo, one of two things happens. Either A, if I like you back, either A, I can just match with you and like you again, and that just puts the ball back in your court. And now we've already gone back and forth once with nothing said. And I'm like, this is already boring.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm already out.
We're just wasting time, you know? Or B, I now have to like your photo back and then go through your profile, and then I have to find something to like about you, even though you're the first one to like something, you know?
Yep.
And then I have to spark up the conversation, which like I'm down to do if you're cute. However, annoying, you know?
So you'd rather that say it's like a picture of you, you know, the one with you and your friends, and there's an arrow pointing to you, and I would respond and be like, man, I love your shorts.
Let's play around with it.
The silence was loud. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm going to start doing is texting you and saying, how do I respond to this?
Yes, because I feel like sometimes, and it sucks, but I feel like your first couple messages matter a lot.
Yeah.
You know, what you comment on matters. So like if I have a photo with an arrow pointing to which one I am, you could comment and say, literally, you are so extra for this arrow. Boom. Great response. Opens up the conversation. We're already chill on a cool level. It's not too aggressive.
Okay.
And then I can like come back to you and be like, yeah, I know, but like whatever.
Or like roast me back.
Right. And then I would comment on your double fisting picture.
Right.
Like, that's brave to double fist at a wedding. Did you get carried out of there? Or that drink on the left looks good. What is that?
Nice.
You know? Like even something just simple.
You're like a smooth talker.
I've been told.
My best friend always refers to me as very charming, and I think she's just like really misled. Like I think I'm charming if you like get to know me, but I'm not charming like on dating apps.
I think it's not hard to. I really just have to think you have to find something in someone's prompt or picture that genuinely brings curiosity out in you, something that you're genuinely curious about, or something that can just spark any conversation, and then add a little bit of your personality into that, and I think it will be fine.
Great.
The problem is, a lot of people don't match that, and I think it's because that just, at least to me, says that they're boring.
Yeah.
You know, I want someone that's going to match that energy back with me, because it's one thing to come off too strong on a dating app. Like, you probably don't want to do that either and be like, hey, when we have kids one day, like, we could name them, you know? Which could be funny. And, like, I have roommates that do that just because it's funny, and hopefully, like, it's a long shot. Either A, they get your humor, or B, they think you're weird as shit. You know?
If the guy's hot, I'd be down.
Yeah. Totally.
That's what it really comes down to.
You got to do it tastefully, I think. But really, you can just find something you're curious about. And I think when you show your personality and you actually put energy into it, if you get that back, you're already off to a great start.
Yes.
You can exchange some messages, and then hopefully that'll lead to texting after, I don't know, a couple of days.
Yeah.
If that.
I think that I'm obviously super open to this, or why would we be doing it on the podcast? But I also am like, I might just be in a stage where, like, I just kind of putz around on there for a little while. And then eventually I'm going to be like, okay, it's time, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's a good thing, because you're not looking for anything specific right now.
No.
And, like, that's a great app to play around on. Like, you're not you're not actually going on dates, you know?
Yeah, and unless someone like really like knocks me off my feet.
Yeah, and also, like, you could find your Erica Hinge voice.
What? Oh,
I don't know.
Like the voice
like
I use on Hinge.
Yeah, like you can learn to respond to people, and like find out which pictures of yours people respond to the most.
Yeah.
And, like, this could be your trial period. You know, you're just walking into a bar, a virtual bar, and you're just talking to dudes.
What a great point, John. Nailed it.
It's a virtual bar.
It is. I think that wraps up our Hinge conversation, yeah?
I love it. Can you keep us posted with your
Yes.
journey and your process and how things are going?
Absolutely. And even if it's like a weekly check-in where I tell you, nothing.
Yeah. I want to know bad stories. I want to know things that you hated about dudes. I want to know, like, because I feel like dudes can be weird on Hinge more
Super
than girls.
weird. Yeah.
I want to know. Like, I don't get to see what girls look at on Hinge.
Right.
You know?
I will definitely do that. Before we wrap this up, because we are going to wrap this up in a second.
Some open
Carla
discussion.
Marie specifically asked for John to describe a couple colors, because a couple weeks ago he had no idea what dandelion was. And by the way, guys, clearly I did not know that dandelion was a flower that was yellow before it turned into the flower that you blow around and make a wish. So what I think we're going to do, I'm just going to give you a couple names of colors that are Crayola crayon colors, okay? And you have to tell me what color you think they are.
What? Okay, so you're gonna give me an obscure name.
I tried to pick ones that actually aren't that obscure, but because you didn't know what dandelion is, I'm not sure you're gonna know what these are.
That's fair. That's fair.
We're gonna start pretty simple. What color is periwinkle?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
John,
wow, this is gonna be fun. Okay, periwinkle. So periwinkle. Winkle sounds like a twinkle of a star. So I feel like that's a yellow. So it's like something with a yellow tint to it. So periwinkle, to me, sounds like it's like a purple. So it's like a purple yellow. So I feel like it's gonna be like galaxy purple. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you see a cool galaxy from space and it's just like that fusion of purple. That is periwinkle.
Periwinkle is a really light, soft blue.
Okay, and I feel like blue and purple are connected.
But I was going to say periwinkle also usually has like a touch of purple underneath it, but it's certainly not the galaxy purple you're talking about.
What does that mean? A touch of purple under it's one color, you know?
It's like a blue that like is in the middle of an ombre from blue to purple.
Ombre?
Oh,
okay.
God.
Oh yeah, like a color spectrum. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I know like ombre hair, so like it makes sense to me now.
Okay, good. What about inchworm?
It's brown. It's like a soft light brown. It's like a soil brown. Oh, it's like this wood right here behind me.
It is like a bright green.
Inchworm? Well, I guess they're green.
If you think about like, yeah. That's an inchworm.
Erica is moving her finger around up and down like an inchworm.
Okay. Next up is maize, spelled M-A-I-Z-E.
Maize. Wow. These are not real colors, dude.
This definitely is.
Oh my God, maize. Okay, so I feel like mazes are blue usually. when I see mazes. It's usually like a stone blue because usually they're made of stone or like some kind of hard rock. Maybe sometimes they're made of hedges, which is green. Wait, maybe maze is green. No, but that's more of a hedge. So I'm going to go, it's on the blue scale. Maze is probably like a light blue, similar to like the jean on my jacket right here. I'm going to go a lightish blue. Close to a sky blue.
You are so special. The way that maze is spelled, M-A-I-Z-E, is corn in Spanish.
Well, that would have been helpful.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. Then you would have known.
I'm bilingual.
Well, you were almost there when you were like, sometimes they're made of hedges. And I was like, corn, maze. Like I was trying to tell you through my brain. But
oh my God. Wait. Is that where that comes from?
I don't know, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a faded yellowish tan, like the color of like corn husks.
Like dandelion.
No, dandelion was much brighter. Don't even get me started on dandelion.
Oh my God.
Second to last, manatee.
Okay. Manatee. Oh, I know this because a manatee's an animal. Isn't it like a dolphin? A manatee. No, it's like that whale.
You can do this.
Yeah, it's got to be like a soft gray, maybe a light blue.
Soft gray.
I'm nailing it. I'm nailing this. What's up?
And has like kind of bluish undertones, so you nailed it.
Oh my God.
I'm so proud of you.
We're back. I'm so back.
I mean, you've gotten 3 wrong so far out of the 4.
I don't know how many.
The last one is raw sienna.
Raw? Like W-A... I mean... I was thinking... like R-A-W?
Yeah.
Or like... Okay.
R-A-W.
I can spell. I promise. Wait, what was the second word? Raw...
Sienna.
Sienna? Does this also have Spanish roots?
I don't know exactly, but I feel like just from the word sienna, you should have an idea.
Raw.
Right. It's yeah.
I feel like raw is like a... Okay, so we haven't touched on green, and I feel like you need...
Inchworm was green.
Oh, damn it. I feel like raw is like a very earthy name.
Okay.
Like I feel like for something to be raw, it's got to be kind of earthy, you know? And raw from the earth leads me to either brown or green. And I feel like raw sugar, those little raw sugar packets are brown that you could put in your coffee. I used to work at Starbucks.
Think about sienna, though.
All right, sienna. C.
S.
The letter C is also like a C, like the ocean. So maybe blue.
S-I-E-N-N-A.
Okay, well, that's different.
Like, I think sienna might be a place in Italy.
Perhaps, but also the S from C is also the S from the actual C.
That's
so,
true.
Blue, but your face doesn't look very blue. So we're going to go to like raw sienna. It's going to be like a dark forest green.
It's like an orangish pink.
Orangish pink.
It's like an Italian
There's nothing
sunset.
raw about that. Oh, that's pretty raw, actually.
So there you have it. John got 1.
I like this game. I like this game way more than I thought I was going to like this game.
Yeah, we can do this again for sure. Because
wait, was that all the colors?
That's all I got for today. I think that
so I'm 1 for 5.
You're 1 for 5. I hope that, maybe in 2 weeks we can play again, and maybe you'll be 2 for 5.
I'm into the increasing my color spectrum.
I'm excited for you. Also, are you colorblind?
I guess I've never actually been tested. How would I know?
I don't know. Carla Marie just like legitimately tweeted asking like, is John colorblind?
I mean, like, I feel like no, because I see colors, but also do colorblind people know that they don't see colors? Okay,
what
so I saw this movie last night.
Are stoplights?
Have you heard of Cherry?
No.
I mean, everyone knows. They're like blue or I'm kidding. They're like red,
God.
green, and orange. I mean, red, green, and yellow. I know these things. I was panicking. Okay, so last night I watched this movie called Cherry. It just came out on Apple TV Plus because it has Tom Holland in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, for those of you who are not catching on. So I naturally had to see the movie because like Spider-Man's in it.
Of course.
And it was directed by the same people who did Avengers Endgame, the Russo brothers, but had nothing to do with that. It was basically about heroin. So 2 things. 1, there's this part where he joins the army and they're doing like a color vision test. And then he finds out that he was colorblind and he didn't know his whole life. How do you not know? So like, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm colorblind. A. And B, it was a super good movie. However, it was weird because he's basically like shooting up heroin in almost the entire movie. So it's weird to see Spider-Man shooting up heroin.
It is weird when Spider-Man takes on acting roles, isn't it?
Yeah, it is weird. You know? Like,
oh my
anyway.
God. Well,
but yeah, I don't know if I would be colorblind.
Maybe next time I will print out colors and show them to you and have you describe them.
Wait, they have those like colorblind tests, you know? Or like if you see the 19 in the circle, then you're not colorblind. And I feel like I've never failed one of those.
Okay, like in elementary school when we had to go into those weird vans.
Dude.
To get tests done.
Wait,
No,
what?
like they would bring in these like weird like motorhome trailers and you'd have to go into them to get your eyes tested.
No, that's like child abduction.
And like your hearing tested. Do you not remember this?
In a strange van?
Your teacher would like take you out and you'd go into the van and you'd like sit and like hold your hand out if you heard the sound or not.
This sounds like this could not happen in today's world.
Okay.
You had like a nurse's office. Like you just go to the nurse. And she like had everything in there.
I need maybe for the sight test, but the hearing test was 100% in like a trailer van. And you were in like a little room with a curtain and you stuck your hand out and they would play a sound and you would like close your fist and then open it if you could hear the sound and then close it again when it went off.
We did that in the nurse's office. She like shuts the door and you put on these headphones just like this. And it's like, when you hear something, like raise your hand.
Wow.
I'd probably fail that now. I feel like my ears are so bad.
We went into a van.
Yeah, that's creepy. That's so creepy.
Anyway, that's the note that we're going to leave you guys on today. Oh, super quick. John's going to be on TV this weekend.
Yeah, this Sunday night, 9 p.m. on NBC, Ellen's Game of Games.
Very
See
exciting.
if I win $100,000. Unclear at this time.
We've touched on it a little, so we'll really dive into it next week when you can tell us everything that happened, your whole experience, all of that.
It'll also be on Hulu after. So
perfect. I will record it and I will watch it if I don't watch it live.
Perfect. Also,
what?
I hope everyone got their stimulus check.
I'm rich, baby.
Stimmies, baby.
Those stimmies.
We're rich.
Yeah, super rich. But I guess that's it. If you missed it, and I'll say it again, you can go watch our 4-hour live stream with Carla Marie and Anthony and Jake and Ricky. It's at twitch.tv/Carla Marie and Anthony, so you can find it easily.
Also, if you're listening for the first time, check us out on Instagram, dude, at Almost On Air. You can follow both Erica and I. Our links are in that bio, and you can just see all the cool content that we post.
And including rooting, voting on my Hinge profile.
Yeah, and also we got to help Erica find
love.
Potentially the love of her life.
Yeah. So. All right, we will talk to you guys next week.
Whoop, whoop. I don't know what that was.